new episode of ET Retail where we are talking about how malls are navigating the future and what is going to happen to the malls in the future. Why are we doing it? We are doing it for our show GIRS Great India Retail Summit, which is happening on February 15th and 16th in Mumbai. Today we have with us Sunil Munshi of Orion Malls with the Brigade Group. Sunil, a very warm welcome to this episode of ET Retail. I want to understand from you how the role of malls is evolving here in India.
If you see, the mall industry has actually been under a transformation phase for the past 2 decades. And it's come of age now. So earlier malls used to be just plazas where you would go only for shopping and you would have stores, retail stores, and you would have some F&B tucked in the corners. But now the malls are going exponentially in size. So the size is becoming big. You've got a big F&B mix, you've got a fine dining mix, you've got entertainment, you've got everything. So just from shopping plazas, they now are community centers. So malls now do not restrict themselves for shopping. They restrict for a day well spent. So how do you spend a day well? You can watch a movie, you can go for entertainment, you can have food, you can shop, and then you can go leisurely. We also do events overall, targeted events during festivals, decor, where customers can have Instagram reels, so they want to come over there. So the landscape has changed. It is no longer plazas, it's a community center where you can come and spend a day and enjoy and have different varieties of entertainment, shopping, food.
So when you say it has become community center, do you have also seen the change in the or maybe the shift in the categories that the consumers are opting for? I mean, which categories are picking up for you here in India?
What we see, while fashion has always been the driver, but there's a word that we've heard for a long time that is called retailment. So it is not retail, it is retail and entertainment. We call it retailment. That is why we say consumers are now looking for experience. And how do you give experience when you're retailment and not just retail? Earlier, everywhere across, the F&B and the entertainment mix used to be 8% of the overall mall mix. But now we go as high as 15 and 20%. So consumers are ready to experiment. They want a newness and they want to experiment in entertainment and F&B, and that is something that keeps on bringing them back again and again. So that's where we see how the shift is going across.
So can we see the shift of the share of FEC and food is increasing day by day?
FEC, food and entertainment across is increasing. We used to give 8% of our space in the mall used to be allocated, which has gone up to 15 to 20%. So that's what we see is the difference.
Okay. So should we consider that this is going to go ahead for a long time going ahead?
Yes, this will. So like I stated earlier, the size of the malls are becoming bigger. The reason they are becoming bigger is not to fit in your retail, to fit in these formats which are required. So this is something that is going to stay, and this is what we feel that consumers prefer nowadays for overall experience.
One more thing I've observed is that D2C brands have started occupying a huge spaces in the malls.
Yes.
So is that a shift relevant here in South India as well, or is it a different story for South India?
It is relevant in South India. So we got an accelerated program in Brigade called Brigade Group, where we handheld light store. So light store as a concept, we started the first store at Orion Mall over here. We gave them as a pop-up store. So what they do is, there are many D2C brands who want to test the market before coming and understand, is it good for me to enter the market? And they used to change brands, sometimes monthly, sometimes every quarter, sometimes after 4 months. And we've seen that it's been a successful model, and they've now expanded across India to have multiple stores of pop-up stores. And there are many brands who were there in the light store. Now they are reaching out to us saying, we've tested the market, we think it is good, we would want space with you. So yes, D2C brands need to come into the experience factor because that's what they need. And we give them a platform to test the market. The other thing that we've seen is you cannot get all your brands, D2C brands, in the store. You didn't have a store. So we're looking at designing kiosks. Kiosks are also important space. So we are saying, let's not treat kiosks just as a counter. Let's give experience and get these D2C brands. Their investment is lower because and it's more temporary for 11 months or so, where they can understand and they can change. So it gives freshness to the mall also. That's how we are looking at utilizing the D2C brands coming to the malls.
So, Munshi, when we're talking about the future of the malls, so I feel that sustainability should be a big factor for the malls to consider. What's your thought on that?
We, as Brigade Group and as Orion, 100% believe in this. We are actively working towards ensuring how do we be sustainable. So Orion Mall here is the first LEED certified mall, and we want to ensure that all our malls are LEED certified and we follow all the norms. And going forward, I think it is not only us. We would want to take it further and ensure that even the retailers follow sustainable norms and give space to retailers who use sustainable things, and we are sustainable and give back to the society, because we want to ensure the ecosystem around us is there.
Okay, so tell me one thing, how can brands and malls collaborate together to make the future, to make the malls relevant for a longer duration, or maybe the future generations?
I break it in two parts, something that the malls need to do and something that the retailers need to do.
And third thing, how collaboratively they can
Yeah, so malls are more of, it's a space and the merchandise is the retailer. So malls need to create more customers, needs to have customer-centric approach. You cannot, one is what is the mix, you need to be relevant to your market. Two, there are multiple touch points in the mall. How do you ensure that it's a customer experience you give? For example, I would say, when a consumer is coming, can we do automatic number plate recognition in the parking? A consumer comes in fast, exits fast. And then there are different touch points. In all our AHUs, we've got a scent that is there for a specific mall, fragrance that we put. So every half an hour, there's a fragrance, so you feel nice. So how do you play with the senses? How do you make navigation easy for a consumer? How do you do the right events for a consumer to come and say, I would want to do this? And for the retailers, I think with the online business coming in, the retailers need to ensure that they adapt augmented technology, and they do technology in their stores where a consumer says, if I go to a store in Orion Mall, I know I do not need to try on dresses, I can see in the mirror, I can understand. So I think the retailers then need to get freshness, ensure that the latest design of the stores are turned around faster, implemented for the consumer to get the experience, and the mall gives the experience. Both of them have to partner in terms of customer experience, because that is what we are for. So this is what the malls can do in consumer experience and the retailers can do. If both are done together, then it will definitely help. That's how we should collaborate.
So technology is going to help you shape the future of the mall for sure?
Yes, I think, technology will help. We need to understand what is the right technology, how can you use, because there's limited scope in a mall to use, but how do you use it smartly and where all can you use? It is not only the mall who can use, it is the retailer and the mall both have to together use within their store and within the common premises. But I think it's going to help. It is necessary and important.
So do you think malls are going to stay relevant for next 20 years? The malls which are being built today, and if yes or no, please substantiate.
No, malls would be there for the next 20 years, because if you see, the Indian retail space, organized retail space is still minuscule. It's just 20%. Your e-commerce is just 10%. So there's space for everyone to go. So organized retail has a huge potential to grow, and we've seen that post-COVID, the way people have come back to the malls, to brick and mortar stores, and the experience that they need. And the malls are ready and equipped to ensure that they make the shift. So there's close to 38 million of retail space that is going to come up between 2023 to 27. With India reaching a 5 billion USD economy, the customers' patterns are going to change, and they're going to be discretion on spending. They'll spend on premium. So where do they go? If you don't have A-grade malls where you can have these brands coming in, where do they go? That's the best opportunity for them. Another example is, you see all the international brands, premium brands, they want to come to India. That's the confidence they have. We've seen more than 10 brands coming last year. There are a line of brands. They need space. Where do they come? They wouldn't want to go on a high street. They want to go in an environment which is conducive for them and helps each other. So I do not see any concern in the malls not being relevant for 20 years, or probably more and above that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Munshi. It was great talking to you.
Yes.
I have a few great takeaways from this
Yes.
discussion. First thing is that sustainability is
Yes.
important. Technology is going to
Yes.
help, and malls to have a bright future going ahead.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching this. We'll be back with another episode. Till then, keep waiting and see you all at GRS on Feb 15 and 16. Bye.